everyone, welcome to another episode of Vision Angling. Today myself and Ben come down to a local beach to us, especially with all the restrictions in place. We ain't going too far at the moment. Haven't been fishing a lot, to be fair. We'll come down here targeting the early flatfish, the early Plaice. So we'll be here using worm baits all day. Ben's brought down a packet of sand eels just to try for that ray later on in the tide. But been down here for about an hour or so now. I've just pulled in my first cast. Had a bit of a chat because we haven't seen each other for a while, so been out there fishing for a while. Noticed a little tap on it. I managed to find one. Not a monster, but it's welcome nonetheless. So he was on a 2-hook loop rig, just a short one. Don't know if you can see that there. Baited with just ragworm. Single rag on the top, and I put 2 on the bottom, and he decided he wanted both of them. So he's quite deep hooked. We'll try and get this out and get him back, and hopefully we'll get back to you some more. Cheers.
Hello. Well, like George said earlier on, we've popped down to a local market to us, try for the flatfish and all of that lot. And yeah, George has just packed himself out a nice little one. But it's a very, very, very small tide, to be fair. I mean, we're fishing the double top tide. So it's going to be a sort of quiet session we're expecting. So fishing plain leads and letting them roll, stuff like that, and just trying to make the most of what little tide there is out there. Obviously rig wise and stuff like that. For myself, I mean, George had that one earlier on the short loop rig, and that was sort of sat just on the edge of the channel there. Myself, I've gone with up and overs and up and over wishbones, and so we've got 20-pound amnesia, and that's running down. You can see that there. Got some silicone tubing, some rubber stops, holds up pretty smooth. And so one rig, one hook, going with a nice little bundle of little rag, and the other going for a single rag tipped off a squid. And so pulled them in earlier on. They were out there, like George said earlier on. They're quite a while they were out, and brought them in, and they all still had bait on. So you know, they're getting pecked at, but they're not getting destroyed by the crabs. So you can get a nice sized bait out there with a longish trace, let it move around, you know, and you've got a better chance of sort of finding one on the real small tides, especially down here. And so it's quite a tide run when you get it wrong. So if you come down on the wrong tide and you try and hit it anywhere past 30 yards, you're wasting your time. You know, you need a 7-ounce grip lead to hold, and it's not really worth it at that point if there's anyone else fishing, because you'll start snagging each other and tangling up, ends up in the right mess. But I'd say we're quite lucky at the minute. There's no one else really down here. Beautiful evening, and yeah, tide's just starting to move a little bit more sort of now, so we're going to get some fresh baits out there, and yeah, hopefully we can get into a few more fish. Cheers. Well, it's all been a little bit quiet, to be honest, and so we knew we weren't going to get a lot of fish tonight, but I'm going to say in hopes of getting into an early little place or something like that, we've come down anyway. But yeah, like I said, George put that one out earlier on. Unfortunately, I took a couple of pictures of the George and my dad casting, and as I was taking the photo, I had a lovely bite, slacklined me. By the time I got back to it after taking a couple of pictures and that lot, pulled it in, nothing there. So it's just one of them. I've gone into a ray bait now that the sun's gone down. Smacked it right out, trying to find a little bit of tide. So it's sat now on the edge of the channel out there, and yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I'll drop one really close now that the sun's gone down. So I say the tide's moving in. I brought one just in short of the main channel on a 3-hook rig, and I mean, it's been out there a couple of minutes and loads of bites. So I would say hopefully the whiting invasion doesn't begin, but it'd be nice to pull out a nice little plump flounder, something like that. It's this sort of time of year, I mean, fishing on the entrance to sort of harbours and stuff like that. January, February and especially March, you start to get some real nice flounders out on the beach as they're all coming out of the harbour. So yeah, it's always worth a go. Even if you are place fishing, it's always worth sticking on till the sun's gone down and give it a go. See if you can get yourself a nice flounder. But yeah, fingers crossed we can get into a few more fish. Right, like I said, I just put out a 3-hook flapper, fishing close inside the channel, just to sort of try and get a few bites and hopefully pick up a little flounder or something like that. And yeah, like I say, it's been out there for about 10-15 minutes. There's a flounder there on the top hook, and a pout there on the bottom. Like I say, not very big, but for on a beach it's nice to be able to pick them up, and now fishing a little bit closer you can still find the fish. But yeah, like I say, we'll get another one out. Hopefully we can get into a few more fish. Cheers.
Right then guys, Ben's just had his little flounder, he's pouting. You say he's fishing close in at the moment with the worm baits. I was still sticking it out, trying to get it out into the channel, looking for that place. You say it's dark now, sort of give up all hope really, but noticed a nice little rattle on my rod, left it for a while, then make sure he was well in, and managed to pick out another one. Slightly better fish than before. Fish probably about 36 centimetres. He was on a short up and over rig, baited with ragworm again. Just a couple of flexi bait stops. I think they're moonblow ones, them ones, black and green. Nothing special, but lovely fish. Cheers. Right then, so after Ben's success with the 3-hook flapper close in on the worm baits, I decided to jump on board and try it for myself. And luckily enough, I found myself a lovely sole. With a fish just shy of a pound, I suppose. Cracking rattly bite. We say we're fishing just outside that channel now, probably about 30 yards out. Straight ragworm bait on a 3-hook flapper, same as Ben. And absolutely rattled the rod tip round. And found him, yeah. He's bleeding a bit now, he's deep hooked that one, but we'll try and get him back anyway. So won't keep him out much longer. Cheers. So then guys, it's coming to the end of the session now. Tide's just about to peak at the top. Probably won't fish it much more after it's at the top, maybe half hour on the down, and that'll be us done. But I'm still down there plugging away with the worm baits, not got much else out. Ben's up here the same, and it's been quiet for the last half hour or so since I had the sole. And come down to speak to Ben, there's a turn around, I noticed my rod go. So run back down and pulled into it. We've got a lovely little bar of silver. Nice sized bass. Probably I'm going to give myself £2 for it, I reckon. You say it's not a monster, but welcome nonetheless, especially as it's been quiet. But going to get him unhooked quick and then get him back. Cheers. Right, so just put out a 2-hook loop rig, a little size 2 hooks. I whacked out a little bit further this time. Like I say, I've been fishing in close. Just after I said earlier on, I'm going to put them closer to try and get a little flounder. I managed to get one of them earlier on. So I put one back out inside a little bit and had a tiny little rattle on my rod. And yeah, another little tiny one. But definitely not the size that I was after tonight, to be fair. But missed a couple of lovely bites. It's been a little bit more productive than I thought it was going to be this evening, to be fair. I say we knew it was going to be hard work with a really small tide, but we've got the target species, so we're happy. And yeah, George had a couple of cracking fish there, so we're going to have another few casts and see how we get on.
If we get any more, we'll bring you back. Cheers.
Right guys, so last cast for us now. Fishing close in again, still with the worm baits. A little rattle on one of my rods. Turned out to be a little pout. I don't know if you can see that, just on his belly here. Looks like something had a go at him. Because when we looked round, both myself and Ben seen the rod tip going all over the place. So something was there scaring him, I reckon. Maybe even had a little go. But left him alone after I started winding in. So get him unhooked, get him back, and I think that'll be it from us. Cheers.